Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sprites AI Masterclass on automating your SEO and AI visibility. Thank you so much for taking the time. I am Siamak, the founder and CEO at Sprites. And yeah, we're going to be starting in a couple of minutes. We'll go through several demos starting from assuming you know nothing about SEO to cases where you have something already working, you want to improve on it, and everything in between. So stay tuned. A little bit about myself before we get going. Uh, I'm a serial founder. Sprites is my second company. I've gone through YC. I've raised over $5 million in venture capital and done several projects with successful growth pops, including some that have gotten over 5 million video views and over 1 million users. And now I'm taking all those learnings and putting them all into a product in Sprites so that other entrepreneurs and indie hackers, business owners have an easier time reaching their audience with their product or service. Um, our mission at Sprites is enabling entrepreneurs to reach their customers and take their products to market easier. And we believe AI makes this a lot easier today. It's just the future is here. It's just not equally distributed, to use the cliched saying. So we're trying to make it very easy to access for everyone, to basically take advantage of every growth channel possible, get all the easy wins, and then for channels that work for you to double and triple down and get kind of maximum utility out of them. Without breaking the bank or having to you yourself become a domain expert in the kind of nitty gritty and the intricacies of those growth channels. You can kind of build an analog to vibe coding, where you ultimately are focused on the end result and you are counting on AI to guide you through the rest of that process. So you don't really care about, I don't know, what web framework necessarily or what database type or what schema your app is using. All you care is that it serves your customers or does a certain functionality. Same thing in marketing. Like, who cares if this ad set is basically specifically tuned or translated in this region or not? All you care is like, hey, I want users from this geography with this sort of a CTA or with this sort of messaging. Same with SEO. Who cares if your article on basically the 101 guide to game developers using Unity uses the wrong H2 or doesn't have a robots index tag? You shouldn't worry about that stuff. So we're going to make AI worry about that so you don't have to. Okay, let's get right into it. So I'm starting with a blank page here, and we're going to start with our first demo, assuming I am a founder who's been busy, focused on building awesome stuff. So this is Bitrig. This company just presented at the YC demo day for summer 25 yesterday. Probably my favorite company in the batch. It's called Bitrig. They do vibe coding for mobile apps. The team behind it, they were behind Swift UI, so they're experts in mobile development. All the vibe coding tools out there are hyper focused on web apps. The mobile market is huge. These guys are doing mobile, but as you can kind of tell, probably all their focus has been on just getting their core offering right. It's not that's the intricate part. That's the hard part. So they're probably missing out on a lot of easy traffic though. So let's go ahead and see how we can help them with that. So when you load up Sprites as a business owner, it's very straightforward. The interface should be pretty familiar. You're just describing something you want to get done. Hopefully in the future you don't have to do that, but for now you kind of need to do that. And then our marketing AI goes ahead and figures out how to accomplish that task for you, proposes some like action plan, and hopefully gets you some results. So today, if you want to get started, you have to give some context on your business. Hopefully soon you don't even have to do this, but I'm going to type something like, I'm the founder of bidrig.app, assuming that I am. It's a vibe coding platform for mobile apps, specifically iOS. I want to get some easy search traffic that matches this intent. Give me an executive summary, typo, and game plan to do this, right? So I talk to Sprites like this, and it's going to go and figure out like how to achieve our task. I'm going to zoom in a bit so the font is clear. It's going to go in and think. It's going to propose a workflow, and you can go back and forth with it. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip ahead. So just to show you, this is the same prompt. I just like specified a bit more in terms of exactly what sort of output I'm looking for. And then Sprites goes ahead and proposes like, hey, this is how I'm going to get this done. I'm going to look at your current like SEO, just audit what's going on. Right. So, it's not a blind box, right? You don't have to just source, trust me, bro, with the AI. Sprites clearly shows you step by step how it's going to go about achieving the task that you've asked for. And then it just goes and executes it. And at every step of the way, you have basically visible results. You can see exactly what's going on. If you care to get technical, you can even like look at the inside, like the exact parameters, or if it's an AI step, like exactly the prompt used. But even the model, you can ask for changes, etc. But most of the time, you don't really care about the nitty gritty of like the JSON schema or the API key, or our goal is that you don't have to care about any of that. What you want to care about is just like the general approach. Like, are you making up any data, or is it all grounded? And if you are grounding it in data, basically, is the analysis task something that the AI can handle realistically today or not? When you execute a task with Sprites, we also give you a step-by-step breakdown of what happened at every single node of that task. So this might be a easier way to keep an eye on things, where you can just click into it, see what's going on. I don't want to look at this raw sort of SEO data in a CSV. That's why I'm using this AI, because I don't know about like keyword competitiveness or trends or things like that. Again, if you do know what you're looking for, you can ask for way more specific things from the AI. And yeah, it's using a combination of like checking into a SEMrush integration, just doing a typical web search, just doing a technical audit of your website content using a web scrape. And then once it's collected all the raw data, so it has like SERP data, has SEO trends and keyword data. And then there's a bunch of analysis steps involved here, as you can see, going to keyword strategy, and then giving you the final roadmap. And then we have this final kind of like output node to put together the executive summary. And when the task's completed, Sprite's response to you, your key findings, Bitrig, unsurprisingly, it's an early stage domain with significant growth opportunities, competitive landscape. So lovable.dev and base 44. So we're going to check this out. So lovable.dev, let's make sure it is lovable. So we didn't just make this up. And I think base 44 is, I believe they're owned by Wix. Not .co. .com. Yeah, there we go. They're owned by one of the site builders. I think it's Wix. They got acquired. So again, a vibe coding product. But yeah, both of these probably do mostly web vibe coding. And so they are valid competitors to Bitrig. So the AI did a good job at figuring that out. Primary targets. So we figured out that mobile app vibe coding, iOS development, and visual coding platform keywords. So that makes sense. You want to steal traffic from people who are targeting mobile vibe coding. Just gonna check in on the stream, make sure everything's okay. Cool. Yeah, you probably want to make sure that the kind of like the structure of how the task was done is correct, but also it's like general approach and strategy was correct. So yeah, that checks out. So Sprice has identified two pretty good competitors to focus on for Bitrig, which is Lovable and Base 44. The overall approach we've identified to take is to focus on a cluster of keywords around mobile app vibe coding, iOS development, visual coding development platforms, trying to steal traffic from visual programming platforms, vibe coding platforms, and just general iOS development, which makes a lot of sense. There's probably less intent in this keyword bucket. More so, you just want foundational SEO work to basically bring up your domain authority and overall traffic and number of backlinks by having some content in this space. So it's gone ahead and produced a report to do a performance analysis, intelligence report, technical SEO recommendations, blah, blah, blah. What's next? Review the report it has provided. So we're going to do that in a second. Then we're going to go ahead and actually look at specifics of SEO implementation. So let's go ahead and look at the report it has produced for us, or for Bitrig. So overall, the current baseline, we see that our today's traffic is probably sub 5,000 from SEO. By month 3 target, we're targeting somewhere around approaching like 2.5k visitors, and then eventually within 6 months approaching 10k monthly visitors. So kind of like a smooth ramp up. SEO, again, there's a lot of upfront work and investment required to start getting results. So this makes sense. This is a pretty realistic kind of ramp up. Currently we're under indexed in search, and we rank for low intent and off target terms with positions that are basically better than 50. So Lovable and Base 44 are dominating brand and generic AI app builder terms. They lack native iOS depth, but they're probably eating up all that traffic anyways because of lack of basically high quality web content associated with iOS specific vibe coding intents, which should be a slam dunk for Bitrig to get up and running and dominate. And yeah, so the kind of suggestions are implement foundational technical SEO. So we need a sitemap. We need to get our canonical tags right, and get our core web vitals, page load speed, mobile performance. I can go back and forth. If I don't know what any of this means, I can go back and forth with sprites and clarify. So I'll show you kind of an example. Oops. Sorry about that. This is what happens when you have to do live streaming on a Windows and you're a Mac user. You do Windows and Z or C instead of Control, which is a command. So, okay. I'm not sure what, again, I did that. Okay. I'm not sure what optimized core web vitals organized LCP and mobile performance means in the report. Can you clarify? Just need more info, context. Cool. So, I don't know what that part of the kind of action plan means. So we're gonna go ahead and ask for the AI to clarify it for us. And yeah, the core web vitals breakdown concept. So it really is like you have this like infinite expert AI marketing basically manager at your disposal that both gets things done for you, but also you're the boss, you're the CEO of the company. You need context to make decisions. It's like, should I invest in this or should I just get a bunch of articles on iOS vibe coding up and running? This kind of sounds like a, I don't know, nice to have or optimization. Do I need to care about this at this point? And you can go back and forth with sprites to figure that out. So Google's official page experience metrics. So this is, I think, most of it is page speed is what it is. How long it takes for the largest visible element to load. So you can't kind of fake it. You can't just load in your nav bar and then put a spinner. Under 2.5 seconds. Common issues are large images, slow server response. That's what you kind of want. A good CDN, good web server. And then here a section demo videos for large graphics. First input delay, how quickly your site responds to user interaction. You don't want a lot of heavy JavaScript. Button clicks, form interactions, navigation responsiveness in case of Bitrig specifically. CLS or cumulative layout shift, how much your page layout shifts while loading. You don't want things to kind of like load in and flicker and move things around. And it tells us that mobile performance does matter. 60% of searches happen on mobile devices. This is good context. So Google uses mobile first indexing. So if you're doing your foundational SEO work, unfortunately, the responsive version or the mobile friendly version of your website isn't a nice to have. It's something that you have to do from day one. And it has its benchmarks and expectations. So we're shooting for that 2-second page load, no flicker, no movement of the layout as things load in, and also your largest visible elements. So for a landing page, it would be the hero section or any demo videos or any key basically like screenshots or anything like that. For your sub SEO pages or blog posts, it's a lot easier. You probably have like a single hero graphic per article and then just a lot of text. So those pages should be easier to optimize. And so yeah, and Sprites even asks like, hey, do you want me to follow up on the core web vitals and go in depth? or did you kind of just want some context? So in this case, I just wanted some context. So we're going to go ahead and go back to looking at our report after that little segue. Cool. So I kind of know what I'm looking at for my foundational SEO work. I need to implement the sitemap, the canonicals, invest in my mobile loading experience and overall web performance on mobile, and develop in-depth guides, Superbase, Figma. So these are like highly clustered keywords that overlap with vibe coding. I think a lot of people probably search for Superbase or Figma integrations on vibe coding platforms. It's a very common kind of keyword or whatever. The Venn diagram overlaps heavily. So that's where that insight comes from. But let's check it out. So we get a current kind of layout. So the current organic keyword for Bitrig.app shows rankings for highly generic or relevant keywords, resulting in positions below 50 and virtually no organic traffic. This indicates a clean slate and major opportunity for growth with a focused keyword strategy. Again, Bitrig is a very young startup in the current YC batch, so I think this is very expected. There are years-old companies that have zero investment in their SEO, so I just use them as an example because I really like their company and product. So it's giving us keywords that we want to put in specific URLs and how much competition there is for that keyword and what sort of a search volume for that keyword. So probably need a blog page on Swift Interpreter. Probably want the share URLs. That's probably like a product page if I had to guess. Maybe want to remove that from the sitemap instead of optimizing it for things like Ask HN or Hacker News, but we shall see. So gonna keep scrolling. So competitor deep dive with Lovable. Lovable has a strong brand presence, captures significant traffic through brand name variations and misspellings. Non-brand organic footprint is limited. Great. This is great news for us. Lovable has not dominated basically anything related to iOS or Swift UI just yet. They have very few tutorials for Apple development frameworks and minimal content on shipping to Tesla. I don't think they can. I think maybe with Replit you can. I don't even know if Lovable does any sort of a React Native coding or anything like that. So top ranking keywords for Lovable. And then, it looks like they're all brand specific except for Superbase. That's interesting. Cool. Competitor deep dive, base44.com. Again, non-iOS native. They have some brand ambiguity. Although Base44 does much better for generic AI app builder than Lovable, which is interesting. So they rank for things like AI app builder. They rank number 6. And the search volume for that's like that's lower than I expected. Only like 3,000 people search for generic AI app builder versus like their brand name, which is Base44. Cool. So overall keyword strategy for Bitrig. Sprites is proposing that we focus on high intent, low competition queries that competitors are weak in. So this involves long tail keywords related to Swift UI, native iOS development, and specific developer pain points like test file automation or Figma to code workflows. That all checks out. That seems pretty common sense. Mobile vibe coding, AI visual iOS builder. So focusing on the theme, high priority, and the intent is very high and it's commercial. People are looking for a solution. It's not kind of like knowledge or learning based. So Sprice's recommendation is we make that our number one. Xcode alternative, build iOS without export. I guess technically true, although maybe if I'm the business owner in this case, I might want to apply my own judgment and say like, okay, maybe these are actual developers who want just a different IDE or are unhappy with the experience of the basically like the coding experience with Xcode, not necessarily looking for a vibe coding platform as an alternative. Figma to Swift UI design to code. That should be a slam dunk. This is probably a lot of people looking for this. Ship to test flight on App Store from browser. Cool. A native iOS integration. No code mobile versus native. Cool. That's a decision. App builder with iOS angle, more commercial, but medium intent. Content gap opportunities. So native visual iOS builder versus Xcode. AI assisted Swift UI patterns. So just showing like a kind of tutorial of prompting and getting Swift UI patterns out. And we get a content pillar strategy. So native iOS visual builder, ship to test flight from browser. Cool. Design to code, native iOS integrations, template and use cases. So SaaS marketplaces, Swift UI templates, iOS app templates, Swift, Bubble versus native. Compare and decide. So that's easy. If this is a platform that basically does native app development, so why you shouldn't use Flutter or React Native, I think those would be pretty good articles to get going. And then we have like just like the tactical SEO, pretty common sense stuff. So we want descriptive title and H1 tags for the homepage, canonical URLs, etc. So we have a game plan, 6-month, phase 1. So far I have an action plan equivalent to what I would get basically onboarding with a marketing agency or a SEO consultant and paying thousands of dollars to even know, hey, what am I even looking at? What's the turnaround time? What can I expect? So this is like a 6-month run up, and what the KPIs are. It's like, are 3,000 to 4,000 organic sessions a month even worth it for me to do this investment versus like how long it takes, etc. What KPIs to track, and so on and so forth. So I am pretty happy with my result. Again, my prompt was something like, I'm the founder of this business. It's a mobile vibe coding platform. Just audit my SEO and give me an executive summary, right? So the rest of it is all the AI. So for the amount of context I've provided, I'm very happy with the performance of Sprice and what it's given me so far. So this is the case of I'm starting from scratch, right? I'm just like figuring out this channel from zero. I want to see if it's a good fit for me at all. And I just want like an executive summary and a roadmap. So, and then I, as the founder, CEO, business owner, or head of marketing, or even maybe I am in an agency or I'm a consultant and I just use Sprice to like accelerate my initial kind of like summary or reporting for my client. That's one case. The second case is where I want to basically zoom in on my existing SEO work and basically improve things or figure out what's working, what's not working. So more ongoing SEO work, right? So I'm just loading up our pages. So for this, we are going to compare to AI transcription and note-taking platforms, and kind of like and just get a report. So let's see what's going on. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, as promised, we're comparing to AI transcription and note-taking platforms that already have some foundational SEO work done, and we're going to pretend to be the marketing team inside one versus the other, and compare what's going on and where we can be better. So, granola.ai is pretty nice product. It sits at your OS layer and can record and transcribe calls, pull out actionables, etc. They're getting some good buzz, and Fireflies is I would say the incumbent in this space. They've been around for a long time. They predate a lot of the recent kind of like LLM and voice to text models. I used them in like 2019 for the first time, so they've been around for a while. So I would assume just look at these nav menus, like so many more articles up compared to Granola, which just has a kind of like a catch-all block section, it looks like, and most of it looks like it's kind of like company updates, etc. I don't see a lot of basically comparable articles to Firefly. So I go on Sprites and I pretend like I am involved with Granola in one way or another. So just to avoid typing this out word by word, I'm going to paste in this kind of query that I prepared, but we're going to review it. So I'm going to say find keywords my domain, granola.ai, doesn't rank for, but fireflies.ai, my competitor, does. Then search the top two. I'm only doing two for in the interest of time. So find the top two keywords on the web, find several articles on the topics on a web search, find then extract key info and sources from those articles, write new articles without plagiarizing anything. So again, what I'm asking is a full end-to-end workflow all the way down to the articles implemented for the keywords that I'm lacking versus my competitor, using basically an aggregate of content approach. So this is like a kind of long tail keyword sort of a scenario where I'm just getting starter articles up, and then I can invest further time from those seeds of articles and make them high quality. You really need high quality content, but given like there's 20 to 50 keywords or articles, way more keywords, but probably 20 to 50 articles we need to cover. Just even having a seed of an article, or like the key insights or key bullet points that our competitors cover and we don't, will help a lot. So I'm gonna hit go on that type of a query, and I'll show you kind of like what it looks like from again, like having pasted in similar workflow and having gotten my basically execution completed. So it does the comprehensive SEO analysis, content generation workflow. I only asked for 2 articles to not use a lot of LLM tokens or waste time. So AI Note Taker and Note Taker are both high value opportunities for granola.ai. So let's check it out. I bet Fireflies ranks for this and Granola does not. So I search for AI note taker, and there you have it. Fireflies is ranking, is in page 1. Granola is not on page 1, which not good if you're Granola. So it's pretty important that we try and address this. So we have 2 articles generated, so it's linked out to the docx files. I'm downloading them. I don't have my streaming set up in a way to easily switch to to the docx, but you have to take my word for it that these articles were produced. So the proposed articles to start with to get Granola ranking for AI note taker and meeting note taker, generic meeting note taker, is just 2 buyer's guide articles. So buyers 2025 buyer's guide to an AI note taker, the modern note taker from transcription tool to AI meeting agent, and it's generated the docx articles for us. So okay, I said I'm not gonna try and do any live messing with well, okay, I already regret trying to open that. Don't mess with OBS when you're streaming. Okay, I've already learned that lesson, so I'm not gonna push further. But the articles look good. It has basically referenced the reference articles where we pulled this info from, so basic citations. So if you want to have a human writer go and analyze the kind of like the article seeds or sketches and figure out like, okay, what was the key insight, like the formatting. So okay, you need a table, you need the FAQ section, I referenced that from this article, so on and so forth. And we can check out our workflow for this task and double check its process. So we just do a simple kind of competitor analysis task, and we compare our domain to the competitor's domain and pull that data. Then we're going to extract the highest value keywords from SEO data. So basically an intelligent analysis task. Then we're going to pull using like basically SERP APIs, which is powered by Exos Search on Sprites. Some high quality articles for each of the keywords. Then we're going to pull key insights and sections. So, excuse me, for things like comparison articles or how-to articles, they all really follow a very similar structure, and they all need the same like comparison table, FAQ section. Like H1 should be this. You need 5 H2s that say this again and again. So kind of like extracting that article seed and article outline for you, and then creating original basically articles based on that outline research. And then, you know, I asked for it to be in docx format. In the future, Sprites plans to integrate with your publishing platform. So whether you're on WordPress or Webflow or Framer, so hopefully instead of just giving you documents to analyze yourself, we can even like publish those. But honestly, for your kind of core 20 to 50 articles, you probably still want a human writer evaluating the loop. So I still recommend get them out as docs, check the docs yourself and see what's going on. Word counts are optimized. Like, you know, you're always shooting for that like 2000 keyword range or thereabouts. Cool. Blah blah. So this is a live view at like the time I'm saving. So that task usually takes kind of a few minutes to complete. So that's why I had the kind of cached version to share with you guys in the background. Cool. So that is the case of I have some SEO work done. So my website with granola.ai was basically already mobile optimized. The technicals were there. We had our canonical tag. We had a sitemap. We had a blog section with some relevant articles for our product. However, we were missing so much traffic to our competitors, or we're losing so much traffic to our competitors just on fundamental high intent keywords like AI note taker, right? Like we're not ranking there at all. So we kind of need a multi-month roadmap to get that going. So what we did was basically we had our AI go and audit what's going on. Hey, what are those? Identify those keywords. Again, just to not burn all my LLM tokens, I said 2 keywords, but you can say like, hey, do the top 50 keywords and do like 20 articles for each one and report back tomorrow, right? That's the whole point of using an AI marketing platform to get things done is you just get way more things done. But I just said 2 just so we get, a reasonable scope in this demo. So do the analysis work, do the insight generation work, do the technical work, do sort of a deep research loop to pull articles and pull key insights and SEO outlines, generate basically raw text for those articles, then format those into basically Word documents for each of the articles we want to cover, and then put it all together in a comprehensive HTML report, which because I rolled back my chat thread, I didn't get to see the actual report in the end, but I did get my articles. So in the case of I have some foundational SEO work done, and I just want to basically continue to improve or get a hang of my biggest immediate impact areas in this channel that I'm investing in. You can also ask for similar queries. I'll take a pause here, take some questions in the chat. Is this going to be recorded? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm recording this and we'll be posting a long form video on the YouTube channel covering all the demos, and then we will be also posting separate clips of each of the demos and reporting posting that on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So make sure to follow us on all those channels. And yeah, you can also go to sprice.ai and sign up. I'm going to put up a QR code right now. So anyone interested in getting started with either getting a game plan to even know if SEO and AI visibility is a good channel for you, or what sort of investment and timeline you're looking at. Maybe it's already saturated by your competitors, you have no hope, or maybe you're just losing out on free users by just not having even some SEO content up. So if you want to get your game plan, if you want to figure out basically, okay, I'm down to do SEO, I just need a kind of foundational SEO work game plan, I just don't know where to start, I don't know much about the channel, let Sprites hold your hand through the process, or you're a founder, business owner, or an agency, and SEO is already a channel for you. You're already getting things done. You know your way around SEMrush and Ahrefs and Google Search Console. Well, instead of manually doing a lot of that stuff, including the audit work, basically trend reporting, pulling up reports every day or week and looking at them, and finding article hooks or doing the research work for articles. You can try and automate that. Even if you have, let's say, an existing style guide for your articles, URL structure, even knowledge base, you can plug all that into Sprites and it should work. Just try prompting it. Just say like, hey, I have a FAQ section done already that should be in all the pages. I don't need to redo that every time. Just tell Sprites and it should be able to figure it out and plug it into the workflow. So just go to sprites.ai or scan this QR code and you can go and get started. So just looking at time, I think for today we might cut it there for the session, and we will probably do a second session this week on Thursday, focused purely on AI visibility. So my apologies, we didn't get to that topic today just because of the length of the demos. So tune back in on Thursday. I'll be posting the event. That'll purely focus on AI visibility. So how to get your brand to get suggested in ChatGPT, Gemini, or Google AI mode, and basically the rest of the kind of AI search engines like Perplexity, Claude, etc. So we're gonna do a webinar focus on that exclusively. Sorry, we kind of ran out of time. I thought we could do more demos today, but it was interesting, so we went in depth on each one a little bit more. As always, thank you so much for taking the time. Sorry we had to reschedule this one from Friday. It was just technical difficulties. Things just didn't work on my computer. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for us today. And yeah, go to sprites.ai and sign up. Go to my Twitter @CMACFR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, hope to see you at the next session focused on AI visibility. And yeah, speak to you soon.